Hey bosses, welcome back to another of our live weekly Ask Me Anythings where every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we are live on air on YouTube answering your social media questions in real time for 20 minutes. Today we're going to be talking about why identical posts actually end up with different engagement levels, plus a whole host of other questions that have been written in early. I see we've got some people joining us live. So let's dive in. We're going to answer as many questions as possible in these next 20 minutes. And I've already had to save some for next week. So here we go. Let's dive in. Let's talk all about this. If you've got questions, I would love to get those answered for you. Go ahead and drop those down below. We're going to do as much as possible while we're on air. But if I don't get to yours, or if you're joining us on the replay, I will add them to the queue for next week so we can get those answered for you guys. All right, here we go. This is a long one. We have a lot to unpack on this one. It says, what hidden factor determines why on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, which don't have sharing or reblogging functions, certain posts are way more popular than others? On Tumblr, I can see that the reason that one post got 600 notes and the other got 30, despite having tags, is because someone with followers had reblogged it, and a lot of that is from that person. I'm going to paraphrase this because this is a long one. Meanwhile, on Instagram, literally the same picture. So she's got two pictures. One's turned this way, the other's turned this way. I've seen them. And they had the exact same everything. Caption, hashtags, everything's the same. They got very different likes. One was 76 and one was 142. Normally on Instagram, her posts get 30 to 40 each. She hasn't been doing it for very long or routinely. She has 166 followers. And then one of her posts has over 1,000 likes. What is going on here? A friend of mine who is somewhat internet famous for her cosplay has said the same thing has happened to her on TikTok, where sometimes she gets a couple hundred and then randomly gets 3,000 views. There's a lot to unpack in this one, guys. I know there's supposed to be optimal times to post, but I don't think that accounts for the kind of discrepancy that we're seeing happen here. And on Tumblr and Facebook, you can explain it as I posted at the right time to catch the right interest of the right person who shared it to their larger audience. Woo, guys, sorry. But when there is no sharing possible. So we got a lot to unpack here. Basically, what happened was she took the same photo and she posted it with herself facing this way, and then she mirrored it facing that way in a second post that she posted later on. Because it was the exact same image, the exact same comment, the exact same hashtags, just posted it 2 different times, she saw 2 different results. So why is this? I actually want to work backward just a little bit because I think that there's an important thing that we do need to unpack here, and that is that she has mentioned you can't really share certain things on Instagram, and that is actually not true. So on Instagram, you cannot necessarily share someone's post to your main feed, but you can share it in your stories. You can share it in other ways. So you can there's a lot of sharing capabilities where you're sending it to DMs, where you're sending it to your Instagram stories. So you do have the ability to do some sharing there, but it all comes down to engagement. So with the algorithms, and this is what we have to understand here, with the algorithms, this is going to be one of those things where we have to pay attention to what the algorithm wants. Now, algorithms are designed on all the social media platforms to keep people on the platform. The algorithm's job is for us to get people to stay on the platform so they can serve more ads. When they serve ads, they make money. So if you're creating content that keeps people on the platform, you are going to get better engagement. You're going to get better reach. Now, it comes down to text posts being ranked the lowest because nobody cares about reading paragraphs and paragraphs of information. It comes down to photographs being next because it's so easy for us to understand what a photograph is. Maybe we click a button to say we like it or we heart it and then we move on. We don't necessarily engage super much on photos. Videos, you get about 3 seconds to get people's attention, decide if they like it. So that's a little bit longer than a photo, and definitely longer than a text post if people take the time. And then live video is next because people take 10 seconds or more to decide if it's going to be right for them. And once they're on a live broadcast with you, they're going to stay until the end in almost every case because they don't know how long your video is going to be. So once they're invested, they're just going to stick around and they're going to keep going. So when you're creating content, you want to keep in mind that you have to work with the algorithm. A video is going to be ranked higher and better than a photo. A live broadcast is going to be ranked higher and better than a video or a photo or a text post. And so if you have an image, you are posting it. Let's just focus in on this part now. If you have an image and you are posting it, and it's the exact same image, your audience has already seen it. So chances are they're probably not going to engage quite as much. It also depends on what time you're posting it. Wow, I'm getting a lot of notifications of people hanging out. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all being here. You're going to get a lot of engagement if you are present when people are there. So what time of day are you posting it? Are your fans present? Are they engaged? How many people that are following you are actually engaging with that? How many comments? How many likes? What kind of reactions are you getting from people on these social media platforms? That determines your algorithm ranking, and that kicks it out to more people. So it really comes down to, are you creating content that is engaging enough for people to care about? You should not be reposting the same things. If you are, listen, Instagram has a great algorithm. You're posting the exact same image, they know. Even if you flip it, they know. They're probably not going to kick it out to as many people, or they're going to kick it out to a different audience because one audience has already seen it. But it also comes down to, what else is happening on the platform? The algorithm is designed to serve you images, videos, content that's going to keep you on the platform. So think about your newsfeed. As you're scrolling through the Instagram feed, what are you seeing? Accounts that you've interacted with recently, content that you're going to like, things in hashtags that you are paying attention to. The algorithm knows what you want to see, and they are giving that to you first as a priority to keep you on the platform a little bit longer. So what else is happening? Maybe the first time you posted this, when you got the 76 likes, maybe a lot of people were posting really good content, and maybe it was a little more important to more people than yours was. And maybe when you posted it again, there were less people posting less interesting content, so yours became more interesting and it was served to more people. It could be about the hashtags you're using. It could be about the time of day that you're posting it. Really, it comes down to creating unique and engaging content. So when you're posting, you need to know when your people are present. You need to know how people like to interact with you. You need to ask engaging questions in your captions so that they're hanging out with you and they are interacting with you. And you need to make sure you're doing it when people are around, when they're available, because the algorithm takes into account how quickly people are doing this. And then you also need to take into account what other people are doing. It is going to be different every single time. And yeah, there are going to be jumps, because sometimes a lot of people are going to be online and they're going to find yours and they're going to like it. Maybe you've written a really engaging caption. Maybe you've written questions that they want to answer. You are the one creating content, and so you have to get your people engaged. However many people you have, that works in relation to how well your image is doing or your video is doing. So let's say you have, 166, I think you said, followers on your account. So of those 166, how many of the people that are following you are actually engaging with your content? If it's 5 people, that's not so good, right? And the rest are maybe people finding you in hashtags. But if you have, let's say, 100 of those people who are liking your page, who are following you, if they're interacting with it, that tells the algorithm, oh, this is something that people said they wanted to see, and now they really like it. So we're going to serve it to more people and people outside of your following as well. If your following is there just following you but not actually interacting with you, that hurts your algorithm standing, because it says, these people have told us we want to see this girl's content, but then when we show it to them, they don't do anything. They don't engage with it. They don't like it. That becomes a problem, and that hurts your algorithm ranking. So you want to make sure you have a highly qualified following, you know who you're talking to, and then you are asking engaging questions, you are leaving those comments, you're making sure that you are having those conversations with them, and then you have to build it up. Yeah, you're going to get a number of likes, different number of comments, you are going to get different engagement based on the time of day, based on who else is posting, based on what you're posting, based on a lot of things. It's not a huge indiscrepancy, because that's just the way social media works. It's about who's there, who's interacting with you, how many of your fans are interacting with you, how many people are finding you in the hashtags. It is just something that's going to be like that. And on TikTok, it's the same thing, because the algorithms are determining what people like. If you kick out a piece of content and it very quickly gets picked up by someone else and they are liking it, or they're commenting on it, or they are doing something with it to engage with it, depending on which platform you're on, the algorithm's going to rank it higher and higher and kick it out to more and more people, because the algorithm's really dang good at deciding what people are going to want to see. And when they serve that to those people and those people engage with it, they're going to keep doing it. So you will have posts that do outperform in a dramatic way all of your other posts. That just means you need to pay attention to what you did in that post and then try to recreate it in your upcoming posts as well. There's so much to unpack here, and we're going to get into this more in upcoming questions and in upcoming Ask Me Anythings and in our upcoming videos and trainings. So there's a lot going on here. That's a basic answer for you. This is not, this is something that is normal. This is something that should be expected, and you should learn from it and develop what you're doing based on this as well. But we do have a ton of questions, and we are a couple minutes in, so we got to get going. We're going to move on because we've got a lot of people joining us live. We've also got a lot of fabulous questions that were written in advance. So if you are here joining me live, please jump into the comments and say hello. Let me know who you are and what type of entrepreneur you are. We had a great comment on one of our videos this week. We dropped parts of a modern website yesterday where we're breaking down everything you as an entrepreneur needs to know about creating a modern website so that you do not look old school within your website, so you are trusted more and get more purchases or more customers or more whatever it is that you're trying to do inside of your business. And she says, seriously love your stuff and how you explain it. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Alexis wrote in and she said, should I focus on a public page content or group content? So this is a Facebook related question. And Alexis wants to know, should she be spending her time focusing on that business page, that public business page, or the group? Here's the deal. You should absolutely be focusing on both. But Facebook has said they're going to put a priority on groups because groups are more social, groups are more engaging. So they're going to be kicking out group content more and more and more. But you should be doing different types of content on your public page than you are on your group page. And this is because you've got a different audience. Your public page is where people get to know you. They get to see who you are as an entrepreneur, see if you're a good fit for them, develop that trust factor with them. So your public page should be really great, educational, very strong content. Your group, however, are the people who want to take it up to the next level. They are making a commitment to be inside of your group. So you should be going in depth with them. You should be going deeper with them. So your public page should be more about the breadth of things, while your group should be more about the depth of things. So you were going wider with your public page. You're doing more of the surface level, more of the educational, more of what you can teach a lot of people to get them onboarded with what you are doing within your business. But your group, those are your people. You take care of them. You give them presents. You give them extras. You do deep dives with them. You do all the really great things, but you do it more. And you do it a little more intently. You do it a little more personally. So you should 100% be taking time for both of these. You should not waste time and not do one of these. You have to have both of these because not everybody's going to join your group, but the people who join your group are going to be more likely to buy from you. So you're using your page to get people to your group so that you can do this onboarding sequence to get them to buy your products or your services. So 100% you should be focusing on all of these fabulous things. We got another great comment on our video yesterday. Very good tips and so on point. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys being here and checking out the videos over on YouTube. Danielle says, how important are hashtags when posting on different platforms? Seems like they don't do much on Facebook. Good question. I got an answer. So when it comes to hashtags, you have to be very aware of the platform that you're on. On Instagram, this is how you find things. You go to the Explore tab, you look up hashtags, and you find things related to those topics. Hashtags are essential for your survival on Instagram. But on Facebook, people don't use hashtags. Nobody's looking up things via hashtag on Facebook, and nobody is clicking on hashtags on Facebook. They tried, it didn't work. They left the capability just in case, but it's not something we use. So if you are pushing your content from Instagram to Facebook and people see those hashtags, people are automatically assuming you don't care enough about your Facebook page to actually post content there. And they're not going to take any mind of what you are doing on Facebook. This is a bad thing. This is detrimental. Don't push your Instagram content to Facebook ever. If you need to, post it separately at a separate time with a separate caption or a separate photo so that it's unique content. We'll get into that. We actually have a question about that coming up. But you shouldn't be using hashtags on Facebook. Now, you will see occasionally that I do use a hashtag on Facebook. When I use a hashtag on Facebook, it's usually sarcasm. It's usually like a snarky tag on for what I am saying and what I am doing within my caption. And it's not meant for people to go find topics on that same thing, posts on that same topic. It is meant to be a little snarky because sometimes when I'm talking in real life, I will say hashtag something and it's just part of my conversation. So you will see me occasionally doing it on Facebook. It is more ironic than actually functional. Really, hashtags are important on Instagram and hashtags are also important on Twitter as well. Not so much the other platforms. All right, moving on. Let's keep asking questions. I see that we've got people hanging on. hanging out and chilling with us as we are asking really great questions. Emily is here hanging out with us live, and Emily says, as a business, can you build decent organic reach on Pinterest without a blog? All right. So Pinterest is great because Pinterest is actually a search engine, and search engines, oh, we love these. This is why we focus on YouTube as well, because it is a search engine and people can find things. So people actually go to Pinterest and they are looking for things. If people are looking for content on Pinterest, sometimes it's pretty photos, let's be honest. Sometimes we're just there for the prettiness. But if people are looking for recipes, if they're looking for tutorials, if they're looking for how-tos, if they're looking for lists, you have to have somewhere to send them. Why are you posting content on Pinterest if it's not to drive traffic to your blog, to your website, to your webinar, to whatever it is that you're doing, to your videos, to your YouTube page? Why would you be putting content out there if it's not driving it back to you? That's just not a practical way to use Pinterest. Now, don't get me wrong, there will be some posts that you put out there where you're not linking them, but as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you 100% should be sending them to some of your content. Now, you should, as an entrepreneur of any kind, if you are an entrepreneur and you're not working for somebody, this is different if you're working for somebody, but if you are an entrepreneur of your own, you 100% need to have a website. It has to be your website, yourname.com or your business.com. You have to have one. You just do. Whether or not you've got a blog attached to that, that's up to you. Blogs are helpful for SEO purposes and for getting content out there, but you should be linking to something. So drive them to your blog. Drive them to your website, drive them to a YouTube video, drive them to a sales page for your books or your Kindles or your whatever. You should be tagging that in there somewhere so that you are getting those people. But also you want the retargeting. So if you've got the Facebook pixel on your website, on your blog, on your wherever, that's going to tag those people, and then you can then serve them ads to help with the onboarding sequence to get them to buy your services or your products. So yeah, you can build decent organic reach on Pinterest, but what do you do with it? Where are you sending them? Why are you sending them there? If you're just putting awesome content out on Pinterest, but it's not leading to anything, people will maybe build some boards with your content. People will maybe get to know your name. If you're like putting quotes out there, you're putting your face out there, you're putting your name out there, but then what? What is the next step? If you don't give them a call to action, if you don't give them something to do, if you don't go give them somewhere to go to enhance what they're doing with you, they're not going to take that step. So linking it to somewhere is super important, because if you don't, you've just created an audience, but you're not doing anything with them. That's like building an audience on a social media platform like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and just leaving them sit there. Except with that, they can actually continue to see your content. With Pinterest, they can follow you and they can keep getting your boards, but like, let's just be real. There's so much going on Pinterest. They're only going to see so much of what you put out there. So you want to get them over to your newsletter or to your blog or to wherever so that they can continue to grow with you and you can get them on as a client. All right, moving on. Gordy hung out with us on our video, said, thanks so much for the great info. I definitely experienced social media overwhelm because I work in it every day. Great tips here for me to try to implement. So we were talking all about our how to avoid, our tips to avoid overwhelm when it comes to posting on all the social media platforms all the time as an entrepreneur. That was for the Social Media for Bosses talk show, which is every single Thursday at 3 p.m. last week. If you haven't checked it out, lots of great tips over there. And I got a really great episode coming for you this week. I'm going to tell you about it in just a couple minutes. Let's keep going. Whoa, because we are right at time and I have so much more to go. Let's power through this. All right. Alyssa says, does Instagram bump you up in the algorithm the more you interact, comment, and like other people's things? Girl, okay. So when it comes to the algorithm, here's the deal. They want to keep people on their platform. They want to keep people on their platform so they can serve more ads, so they can make more money. This is a good thing. So if you are on Instagram and you are active and you are a member who is contributing to the platform and to keeping other people on the platform because you're engaging them in conversation, so they have to stay and they have to interact with you and have those conversations with you, and they're on the platform longer because you're talking to them and they have to talk back to you. Do you see where I'm going with this? Instagram's logic is that if you are creating content that keeps people there, whether it's your own posts or comments you're leaving on other people's things, you are contributing to the cause. You are helping them. So don't you think if you are keeping people there because you are initiating conversations and you are continuing conversations that they're going to like you? We don't know how the algorithm works. They have not released these details. These are assumptions that we're making based off of what we are seeing and what we're studying. But let's be honest. If you are active with other people and you are promoting their content by liking, commenting, interacting with them, that keeps them there longer. It keeps you there longer. It gives them more opportunities to serve you ads. It makes them more money. So yeah, I'm going to say that liking, commenting, interacting with, engaging with like Instagram stories, watching IGTV videos, all of this is going to help you and your algorithm standing, which determines what kicks out your content to who and how many people. All right, let's keep going. Girls with the Curls says, love your energy. Thanks for the tips. Thank you for hanging out, lady. Danielle says, I've noticed you put your hashtags on Instagram as your first comment instead of including them in a caption on your post. Why is this? Okay, Instagram has said we can use 30 hashtags. They can be in our main caption or comment, or they can be in the first comment under it. Doesn't matter which. And so for me, this is a personal choice. I put my captions usually in the first comment under it because they're messy and they're not super pretty. So when people are reading my caption, if they are scrolling through my caption, all of a sudden it's this like big old black hashtags, that's a little bit disrupting to the conversation we're having. So I put it down below, and yes, they can see it, but it's not part of my caption. And sometimes it gets hidden if I have a lot of captions. So I always put it down below unless there's a really relevant hashtag. So you'll notice if you go through my social media, sometimes I put like 1 to 3 hashtags inside of my caption if it's part of the conversation, or I'll put it right below it because it's something that is a major theme that I am talking about. Usually it's like a holiday or some special event that's going on, and I'll highlight it there and I'll put the rest of them down below. But typically I put the bulk of my hashtags in the first comment just for vanity's sake, just because it's prettier, just because it's more aesthetically pleasing to have that down below. Facebook or Instagram gives us both options of putting it in the caption or in the comments. I just make it prettier, but you can do whatever you want. Alexa says, what do you do or use to stay organized? I used to be a planner girl. I used to write everything down and I used to color coordinate it. I have since gone digital. So I have the calendar built into my computer and I color coordinate everything. Like I have 20, 30 different colors, represent different things, and I just put all those in there, and then I can drag them around. I can move things if I need to. I can edit them easily without having to like cross things out. So I'm all about the digital, and it connects to my phone, which makes life way easier for me. So I stay organized by my digital calendar. Thank goodness. Also, the notes feature inside of my iPhone keeps me very organized. Danielle says, what's more important, your follower count or your engagement? Girl, there's a very clear answer to this one. Your engagement is way more important than your follower count. Your follower count is what we call a vanity metric. It does not matter how many people are following you. It matters how many people are liking, commenting, interacting with, sharing, engaging with your content. If a lot of people like your page, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, but those people are not engaging, they're not interacting with you, that tells the algorithm all these people wanted to see KM's the channel or their platform, my Instagram accounts. They want to see KM's Instagram account, let's just say, but none of them like her content. If I have 100 people following me and one of those people is interacting with me, that says to the algorithm, 99 people said they liked her, but don't like what she's putting out. That hurts me. Now, if I have 100 people and 100 of those people are interacting, yes, I just nailed it. I have impressed all of my people. Now, let's say I have 100 followers and I have 200 people engaging. That's 100 people who wanted to follow me, plus an additional 100 that didn't know me, aren't following me, that are engaging. So it does measure those metrics in different ways based on whether a person is following you or they are new to you, they're not following you. But engagement is important because engagement is what keeps people there. Your following count is a vanity metric. It does not matter. People can buy followers, but if those followers aren't interacting, that hurts your algorithm standing. So you have to make sure that you are getting that engagement. And it's better to have a lower number if you have less engagement. So the less people you have following, the better you look when you get that engagement. If you have 10 followers and 100 people are hanging out and liking, commenting, engaging, sharing, whatever your content, that bumps you up in the algorithm standing significantly. Okay. Whew. That was a lot of questions, a lot of stuff we were talking about. Man, I've got so many questions here. Wow, guys, there's so many questions. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Because I got so many. I've got so many questions. We're going to save these for next week. Actually, not next week. Guess what, guys? I got some announcements. In 2 weeks, we're coming back with another Ask Me Anything. Next week, I will actually be between MerMagicCon and PennCon Charleston, because I'm speaking and teaching how to create profitable businesses through smart social media marketing at these different events. I'm signing books. It's going to be all kinds of fun. And I've got some bonuses for you guys if you are coming to those really great events with me over the next 2 weekends. So we're not going live next week unless I find some time. If I find some time, I will totally hang out with you guys. But it's going to be a lot of traveling. The following week, we're coming back in March. We're going to be kicking off a new AMA. But before I leave, I do have a really extra special episode of Social Media for Bosses for you guys. We are going to be having a special guest tomorrow at 9 a.m. So instead of our usual Thursday at 3 p.m., we're going live at 9 a.m. And Vidya Ravi is going to be breaking down everything you need to know about Facebook and Instagram ads. This is a 101 course, the most basic. She's going to be talking about objectives, the buttons you need to hit. She is going to be talking about how you should be creating these captions and how you should be creating funnels and like all the things you need to know. She's going into her system, showing us what it looks like. She's going to be breaking down everything we need to know and literally teaching you from the start how to handle Facebook ads. So if you're someone who is just jumping in, or you're someone who wants more tips on how to succeed with Facebook, this girl is bringing in thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars for her clients, and she is bringing her knowledge to us tomorrow at 9 a.m. So hit the subscribe and notification bell. You don't want to miss out on this one. Special time for Social Media for Bosses, 9 a.m. tomorrow. You don't want to miss out on this. It's going to be really, 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 really good. And then, of course, you can join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard for our live Ask Me Anythings. You can join me every Tuesday and Fridays. I drop brand new videos here on the YouTube channel every Thursday at 3 p.m. as we go live for Social Media for Bosses, except for tomorrow when we have a special time. We're coming back in March with some great, amazing teachers who are going to be educating you on social media strategy and how you can grow your business. We just had a financial coach on, like all sorts of amazing things for you guys in March. Good things are coming. Make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell. And we drop brand new episodes of the Social Media for Bosses podcast every Sunday with guests and unique content that's different from the live talk show. So make sure you hit me up with your social media questions. Everything else I didn't get to, I'm so sorry, guys. There were so many. I will be getting to on March, I want to say 4th. I hope that's what it is. I think it's 3-4. But it's the first Wednesday in March. I will see you guys again for that one. You can make sure you are checking out our Parts of a Modern website, where I broke down everything you needed to know as an entrepreneur about creating a website that looks like it's in 2020 and not 2001, because most people have those old template looking websites. You don't want those. You want to make sure you got this going on the right way. So Parts of a Modern website is on the YouTube page right now. And we're actually going to be getting back into our conversation about live streaming and how you can use it to grow your YouTube channel. So guys, this is going to be a really good one. I'm very excited for this series because I'm bringing you something that's really good. I'm so excited for this. I've got something that is going to make you be able to grow your channel, your platform, whatever it is, through live streaming. Even if you're terrified, even if you don't know the technology, I'm breaking down something that is going to be so revolutionary within your brand. I can't announce it yet. I'm actually announcing this at MerMagicCon on Sunday. So after Sunday, I'm going to be able to tell you guys about this. But it's going to be really, really good, and it's going to be so helpful. And you guys, you do not want to miss this. This is so, so good. But if you are someone who doesn't necessarily want to wait for something cool, I do have a little something for you. You can actually grab a Boss's Guide to Instagram Stories right now on Amazon, paperback and ebook, or you can read it for free as part of Kindle Unlimited. If you guys are over there, make sure you are checking that out as well. Make sure you hit up the podcast, because every single week we are dropping brand new podcast episodes. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. We just dropped an episode about preparing to go to events, and this coming Sunday we've got a brand new episode I'm very excited about. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. So make sure you subscribe over there as well on all the streaming platforms or on socialmediaforbosses.com. You can hang out with me at kmrobinson.com, which is where you will find our educational resources, our tutorials, our courses, all the great, fabulous, wonderful content that will help you grow a profitable business through smart social media marketing. And you can hang out at Social Media for Bosses, which is a talk show, the live broadcast talk show, and the podcast as well. You guys don't want to miss out on this. We've got some really cool guests coming up. It's going to be all the fun. I'm getting all the notifications right now. You guys are sending in all the comments, all the notifications, and I love, love, love it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm KM Robinson. I'll see you over at kmrobinson.com and socialmediaforbosses.com, and hopefully at MerMagicCon in Manassas, Virginia this weekend and the following weekend in Charleston, South Carolina at PennCon Charleston. We're going to have so much fun breaking down all the good social media strategy and signing some of my best-selling fiction novels. So excited to see you guys. Make sure you hit me up. I might have some special surprises if you do. And I will see you guys again tomorrow, 9 a.m. for Vidya Ravi as she talks all about social media ads, Facebook and Instagram 101, and how you can succeed in your business by implementing ads into your strategy. And then back in March for our AMAs and continuation of the Social Media for Bosses talk show, as well as our weekly videos, which will be going strong all the way through the time I'm gone. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a great day and stay inspired.